Joining us, I'm Brian Loftus.
And I'm Denise Valdez. The Education Corporation of America closed schools today, including Brightwood College here in Las Vegas. Now, the school specialized in programs like nursing and skilled trade. 8 News Now reporter Shaquela Alvarenga is live near Sahara and Valley View with some answers as to exactly what happened.
Well, Denise, the students were told the college will cease operations on Friday. Now, they were notified by email this morning that they will no longer be able to continue their education here.
I was shocked. As a matter of fact, I was disappointed.
It's certainly not the news students expected to see when they woke up this morning. Their school closed.
I've encouraged them to believe in us, and they believed in me, and I felt like I've let them down now.
We visited Brightwood College this afternoon. Though no one there was authorized to speak with us, we did receive this statement from the CEO of the Education Corp of America. The Department of Education added requirements that made operating our schools more challenging. In addition, last night, ACICS suspended our school's accreditation with intent to withdraw. The uncertainty of these requirements resulted in an inability to acquire additional capital to operate our schools.
And I felt like ECA screwed us over. They didn't give us a severance package. We have medical till Friday, and they just threw us out to the wolves. We don't know what we're going to do. It's the holidays. We don't know where next meal is going to come from. So it's very heart-wrenching.
In October, the company said it owed $46.8 million to unsecured creditors. ECA announced it was closing some locations once students completed classes, but said it would continue others.
But I'm just, here to go in the office and find out. And so what we as students have to do.
Carolina Fada wants to become a nurse. Now she's forced, like everybody else, to find another path.
I'm so in shock and I'm so numb, because I give my heart to it all.
Now, students can ask the Department of Education to cancel loans if a school closes. Information about transcripts and transfer recommendations will be available on December 17th. Reporting live, Shaquela Alvarenga, 8 News Now.
Final note here, Education Corp of America is the parent company of dozens of schools across the country that serve at least 20,000 students. Well, we had a few sprinkles around the valley tonight, and it's cold out there.
Yeah, really the beginning of a weather change over the next 24 hours, and Ted will fully explain. He's got you covered.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Yeah, it's still too dry near the surface to get any real raindrops to reach the ground. Still some snow in the mountains, though, and of course we had a few sprinkles, and that's been about it. Good to see some snow in the mountains. Most of the light shower activity down towards Kingman, Mojave County. Zooming out, more rainfall down in Mexico, Southern California. The area of low pressure just circulating off the coast will move on shore for tomorrow. Now we'll increase shower chances. Here's the deal for tomorrow. Not real widespread chances in the daytime, so tomorrow we'll look at mostly cloudy skies. Only slight chances of a shower or sprinkle from midday and beyond. The better chances for tomorrow for measurable rain is going to be tomorrow evening. Your high tomorrow, only 51 degrees. In fact, today was the coldest daytime high since February 23rd. Coming up, we'll give the rain timing. We'll show you some snow totals all straight ahead in your Ted Said forecast just minutes away. Brian.
Ted, we're learning more tonight about what led up to the arrest of a man who is now facing kidnapping and child neglect charges. According to a new arrest report, 27-year-old Ricky Beasley is the presumed father of 3-year-old Zayla Walker. Concerned family members reported Beasley, Zayla, and her mom, Lakia Walker, missing in late August. Now, we don't know the couple traveled the country over the course of 3 months, even crossing into Mexico at least once. Zayla is still considered to be missing and endangered. If you know anything, call police or Crime Stoppers, 702-385-5555. Metro Police arrested the 4th person who was wanted in connection to the death of 11-year-old Angelina Arribas in North Las Vegas last month. Police believe 19-year-old Isaac George was one of several suspected gang members caught on camera firing bullets into Arribas' home. George is in custody of police in San Leandro, now awaiting extradition back to Las Vegas.
A group of criminals who police say committed more than 50 crimes in 18 months across the valley are all in custody tonight. The 29 people arrested were all a part of the 18th Street gang. Their crimes included murder, robbery, battery, and a lot more. And the investigation against them has been going on for months.
If you're going to be terrorizing communities, if you're going to be participating in gangs and engaging in drug trafficking with guns, we're going to target you.
Metro Police say they are not closing this particular investigation into the 18th Street gang just yet, even though most of the leadership has been arrested. Some of those criminal cases are being prosecuted by the state system and others by the federal system.
CCSD Superintendent Dr. Jesus Jara letting it be known that your child's safety is of utmost importance to leaders in the district. 10 new ideas have been put forward by a safety advisory committee, all at the request of the superintendent.
Really having the experts come in and just really say, here's what some of the needs that you have immediately that we need to take action on.
Among the ideas, keeping records of gun incidents, making details available on the district's website, adding more school police, including canine officers, and giving students picture IDs on breakaway lanyards. Details on how the district will pay for all of these changes, plus information on the other suggestions, is on our website, LasVegasNow.com.
Some of you may have felt the ground move a little bit today after a 4.2 magnitude earthquake hit near Death Valley. Struck about 1:45 this afternoon. The exact location of the earthquake's epicenter is about 17 miles east of a small town called Trona, California, that's out in the Mojave Desert. Second quake, measuring a magnitude of 3.8, struck the same area about 20 minutes after the first. There were no immediate reports of any damage caused by those quakes.
Well, tomorrow will mark the very final day of ceremonies as our nation says farewell to our 41st president.
And today, services were held in Washington, D.C. CBS Evening News anchor Jeff Glor has the story.
Thousands lined the streets to pay their respects to the nation's 41st president. George W. Bush, the son and 43rd president, waved in thanks as his father's procession passed the White House a final time, slowing en route to Washington National Cathedral. Inside, thousands of mourners that included dignitaries, foreign and domestic, past and present.
We received the body of our brother George for burial.
All living U.S. presidents gathered for the state funeral. Upon their arrival, President Trump and First Lady Melania greeted the Obamas. The Trumps and Clintons did not shake hands. Finally, the Bushes. Former President Bush provided a light moment with former First Lady Michelle Obama by giving her a mint. The service itself was a mix of the somber and the celebratory. Former Canadian Prime Minister Brian Mulroney remembered his good friend with an old poem.
There are wooden ships. There are sailing ships. There are ships that sail the sea. But the best ships are friendships. And may they always be.
John Meacham is Mr. Bush's biographer.
George Herbert Walker Bush was America's last great soldier statesman, a 20th century founding father.
In the long and honored history of America, there are names that shine like beacons in the night.
Alan Simpson, the former Wyoming senator, praised Mr. Bush as a humble man.
Those who travel the high road of humility in Washington, D.C. are not bothered by heavy traffic.
And finally, George W., the son who earlier this year helped bury his mother, Barbara, said his goodbye.
Last Friday, when I was told he had minutes to live, I called him. The guy answered the phone, said I think he can hear you, but he hadn't said anything for most of the day. I said, Dad, I love you and you've been a wonderful father. And the last words he would ever say on earth were, I love you too. A great and noble man. The best father a son or daughter could have. And in our grief, let us smile knowing that Dad is hugging Robin and holding Mom's hand again.
The last full measure of devotion he gave himself to serve the greater needs.
Receive George into the arms of your mercy, into the blessed rest of everlasting peace.
sponsored by Dignity Health.
You're watching the Valley's News Leader with Brian Loftus, Denise Valdez, Ted Florendo, and Chris Matthews. This is 8 News Now at 11.
A fugitive the I-Team first told you about in October has been caught.
This is now the second person on the run within a few months arrested in the days after our Vegas fugitive segment aired. The I-Team's Vanessa Murphy now has more.
We've learned Dejon Scott is now in jail in the Miami area. He was on the run since May, considered armed and dangerous, and a documented Donna Street Crip, according to the U.S. Marshals. His troubles with the law snowballed after a fight at a cell phone store when he was just 18 years old. He was convicted of battery causing substantial bodily harm after, according to police, breaking a 16-year-old's nose. 1 year later, police say they found Scott in a vehicle with a gun. The feds took the case, and he was charged with possession of a firearm by a prohibited person. And the deputy marshal who was the lead on the search for Scott told us in October the search centered around his violating probation like many other cases.
There's simple conditions, report when they're supposed to, not commit other crimes, don't associate with other known felons, and they get caught violating that, and they wind up going back to jail.
Scott was arrested in the Miami area for possession of a false ID, providing a false name after arrest, and possession of cannabis. According to the U.S. Marshals, viewers played a part in the search for Scott. Several tips came in after our story aired. Vanessa Murphy, 8 News Now.
Now, 2 other men featured in our Vegas fugitive segments do remain outstanding. In November, we told you about Timothy O'Keefe, a sex offender convicted for lewd acts with a child under 14. He is now considered non-compliant, has Las Vegas ties, and may be in California. And Kevin Chapman, convicted of stealing a dead man's identity. A federal judge gave him time to turn himself in, but he never did. According to the U.S. Marshals, Chapman's last known address was right in town near Charleston and Rainbow. Now, if you have any information about where these fugitives may be, call Crime Stoppers. That number is 702-385-5555. Information leading to an arrest could earn you a cash reward. Info on all of these fugitives is on LasVegasNow.com.